this guy's name?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael Smith. What do you like on the show today, Michael? What do you like?
So we just showing off, huh, Patrick Mahomes?
Dale, papi.
Who deserves more blame for the Miami Miracles? Bill Belichick or Gronk?
There was just one miracle. Why do we have to blame people? Can we not just celebrate the greatest ending to a Miami Dolphins game we've ever seen with Gronk falling at the goal? The Patriots weren't playing the situation, not the realistic situation,
Correct.
which is that Tannehill has a bum shoulder, a bum arm right now, a bum ankle in that game. He wasn't going to be able to throw it 75 yards for that tip ball. So that's the play you got to be ready for there.
The premise of the question should be who's to blame because, number one, that play is only supposed to work in varsity blues when Tweeter, Billy Bob, and Mox are running that. I don't care how often Adam Gase practices that. That's not supposed to work from 70 yards away. There's a reason why this is the longest play to win a game at the end of regulation in NFL history. And to Kenyon Drake and everybody else who knows football's point, that is not a Hail Mary situation. So Rob Gronkowski never should have been in position to be the last line of defense on the hands team. Yet again, Bill Belichick losing a game because he leaves a key defensive back on the bench watching helplessly as his team is undermanned. Look, he's the greatest coach of all time, but it doesn't put him above messing up every now and then.
Speaking of which, right before the half in that game, Tom Brady, with no timeouts, took a sack in field goal position. You never see these two guys brain fart. Never mind in the same game.
Can I say something to Bill Belichick?
Belichick, Poppy, not Belichick. Cheat is what he's saying there. Go ahead, Poppy. Yeah.
You lost to these Dolphins, you know. You look back after the game, you don't know what hit you, you know, you look like a fool. To these Dolphins. You think that you're so smart. You're dumb as a rock.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
The last night convinced you defense can still win the Super Bowl.
Look, man, the Bears were only a 3-point underdog at home because at night at home in cold weather, that is where you're going to slow down the Rams. We didn't expect them to look the way that they looked, but the idea that the Bears could do that on any field against anybody and win is not something that I would be willing to bet on. Last night at home, prime time, defense did the Goff, something that I don't think they'll be able to do to some of the finer quarterbacks who aren't system guys.
Interesting shade you're throwing at Jared Goff right there. I don't think the cold weather had anything to do with it, Dan. I think they just cold-blooded like that. This is a defense that has the potential to be one of the best we've seen in recent memory. In order to do that, you have to do it in the playoffs. I said back in September that this team had the potential to be the 2018 version of the 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars, as in play around the quarterback. And play around their quarterback, they did last night. But this team managed to intimidate Sean McVay, the offensive Bill Belichick, if you will, Sean McVay, into forgetting that he has the league's leader in touchdowns and yards from scrimmage. How in the hell is Todd Gurley touching 14 times in a close ball game? What was he thinking?
I may have overstated the idea that it was cold there, but the Bears were repeating in the third quarter on the start of every Rams drive, it's 24 degrees. They kept blaring it over the speakers to bother the Rams.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Oh, Jeff Fisher. Yeah? What's going on, buddy? Oh, you think that the Rams, they scored 2 little points, only 6 points, not enough? If you have been the coach, they would have scored more points, huh? How many? Oh, between 7 and 9. Okay, I'll let them know. All right, I'll let them know. Jeff, take care. Have a good day.
Have a good day, Jeff Fisher.
Oh, man.
Was this a win that made you think more of the Cowboys?
Made me think more of Amari Cooper. I went from thinking they got robbed by the Raiders for a first-round pick to they got a steal for Amari Cooper. I mean, I knew he was good coming out of Alabama. In his first couple of years, he was good with the Raiders. But my goodness, this is the second coming of Michael Irvin, for crying out loud, that the Cowboys have. And as long as Dak Prescott doesn't turn it over too frequently, between that defense, the passing game, and of course Ezekiel Elliott, who they have now, they could win a game or two in the playoffs.
The Amari Cooper story is not an insignificant one here because he was having a lot of games for 2 catches, 10 yards. We thought he was done as a number 1 receiver. Yeah. Dak Prescott never connected with Des Bryant as his number 1 receiver, but there were some throws in this game where these two connected in a way that made you say, hey, Jerry Jones has done a lot of losing since Jimmy Johnson left there, but he did something with this draft pick that actually helped an impotent offense in a division that none of us thought were weak because the Eagles played in it.
Oh, man, I really feel sorry for the Cowboys fans, you know?
Why is that?
Jason Garrett is going to get about a 15-year extension out of this thing now.
I forgot about
15, maybe 50.
Maybe 50, maybe 50.
Who impressed you more, the Chiefs or the Ravens?
That would be the team that has Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. The MVP frontrunner, I think we could say after this game. Probably his best game. And you know you're a phenom when every other week it seems like you're saying that's his best game. No, that's his best game. No, this is definitely his best game. When Don Martinelli and that Ravens defense decided we're going to pressure you, bring the house, and force you to complete passes with very little time, and complete them, he did. Even a no-look pass. You know how hard it is to throw a pass when everything's perfect around you, when you're looking at the target? Patrick Mahomes is stepping up in the pocket, on the move, throwing no-look passes, throwing them across his body, any angle necessary. The laws of physics do not apply to this young man, Dan.
When Michael points out that throw to you, it's like a shortstop going across the second base bag on a double play. That's not usually how people play quarterback, throwing the ball sidearm like that. That wasn't even his best throw in that game. On 4th and 9 to save the game, later in the game, Mahomes makes a throw that maybe nobody in the history of the league could make because of the combination of athleticism and arm strength that it requires. The Kansas City Chiefs are the only team in football that we have not yet seen slowed. You saw the Saints slowed yesterday and the week before. You saw the Rams slowed last night. Kansas City, in its 2 losses, is averaging 45 points a game. You can't slow this team down any more than Baltimore did yesterday.
You know, those throws are pretty good, but I have seen better.
No, you have not.
No, you haven't.
Oh, he has. He has.
This
Our
is where
bad.
Mahomes got it from when you really think about it.
I love that that particular helmet is on that particular head, and that head barely fits inside that helmet.
Have we determined like who allowed him to compete in this? Like, shouldn't somebody have said, hey, you know, let's
Where
put
are
him
the
with
birth
the you know?
certificates?
Coming up next on Highly Questionable, I take the Texans very seriously. Very seriously. I think they are going to lose on the first round of the playoff on those Saturday night games.
It didn't sound that seriously. It didn't sound very seriously.
Volume
Do we still have to take the Texans seriously?
This has been a question in the show for the better part of a month. Do we have to take them seriously now? How about now? How about now? And they won 9 straight games. And then yesterday is the reason that you don't have to take them seriously. Because they lose at home against Indianapolis right when you have hope in that team. They've got 3 skill position guys, unlike another 3 outside of Pittsburgh and maybe New Orleans. It's a very good football team that's going to win that division, but I can't see them going through what has to be gone through in the AFC.
Well, you can still take them seriously just by not picking them to win the AFC, Dan. That was real convenient on your part. You've been waiting 9 weeks to say this, and they lose to Andrew Luck at home when he throws for 400 yards.
That's right.
A good Colts team that's played better as of late, and now you say you can't take the Texans seriously? We're supposed to win out? Is that what you're looking for?
Do you take them seriously? How seriously do you take them?
More seriously than the
as we
7 and
grade
6
by
teams.
degrees how seriously this
Not as
must be
seriously
taken.
as the Patriots and the Chiefs, but more serious than everybody else.
Okay, 2 great teams in the AFC and also the Texans.
Well, I take the Texans very seriously. Very seriously. I think they are going to lose on the first round of the playoff on those Saturday night games.
It didn't sound that seriously. It didn't sound very seriously.
seriously.
He was laughing before he got out the word serious.
Well played.
Should we give up on the Steelers?
Why would we give up on the Steelers? I trust the Steelers more than I trust the Texans in that conference because I've seen the Steelers do it because I'm tired of Texans playoff games on a Saturday against Andy Dalton. So the Steelers end up losing on the road against a really bad Oakland team, and you can watch John Gruden here. They won the Super Bowl yesterday. Look at him making high fives with all of these people that make you want to bathe after you touch them usually in that particular crowd. You know that. So losing to the Raiders was the single most football thing to happen yesterday, but the Steelers are an excellent football team that I trust more than I trust the Texans.
There'll be an
Michael.
excellent team at home watching the Texans in the playoffs. You got the Patriots, the Saints, and the Browns. Yes, the Browns to end the season. When they miss the playoffs, they can look back and say, coulda, woulda, shoulda against the Raiders. As a matter of fact, the Steelers are the most losing games they shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to say. Losing games they shouldn't team in the NFL. This time they lose because Ben Roethlisberger apparently ready to come back in the game. But let's wait a couple of series to see what happens. What happened was you kick a slip and you lost the game. They're 2-10 Raiders who traded Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper, if nobody's already mentioned that in today's show.
His argument was better than mine.
Oh, you know who is very happy with the outcome of that game?
Who's that?
Le'Veon Bell. That's right. He's laughing. He's laughing. Watching the action on TV and say, against Oakland, ha ha ha. Against Oakland, ha ha ha. Against Oakland, ha 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 ha.
The laugh changed a little bit at the end.
Are the 76ers using Joel Embiid incorrectly?
He doesn't think so, and that's your first problem because you want this guy who's the centerpiece of your franchise to be good with everything you're doing. But since Jimmy Butler has gotten there, Joel Embiid, at the behest of the coaching staff, not Jimmy Butler, has been more on the perimeter than he would like and less of a centerpiece than he would like. And maybe not coincidentally, the Sixers are winning more and look a lot better now than they did before. Of course they look a lot better. They've added Jimmy Butler. They didn't have Jimmy Butler before. Now they've got three great guys. But I do wonder, as I watch this, Michael, I do wonder how much can you displease this particular player because he's the player around everything is built.
The answer is zero, and if he's not playing at an optimal level, they're not going very deep into the playoffs, even though they're 18-9, second in the Eastern Conference. And look, they just got this group together, so it's going to be an adjustment period. That said, if Joel Embiid thinks it's necessary to go to the media, I wonder how many conversations he's had behind the scenes with Brett Brown to say, hey, man, just because I can shoot doesn't make me a stretch five. The ball needs to still go through me on the low block. Look, Brett Brown obviously has to figure it out because he would be the fall guy if this group doesn't get it done in the postseason. It would also behoove Jimmy Butler to figure it out because he's not going to get many more opportunities to go to talented teams and see it not work out.
I'm surprised that they're using Embiid to stretch the floor, you know, when they have such good shooting guards as Ben Simmons and Markel Fultz, you know what I mean? That's right.
I mean, okay,
That's
a good point
That's
by my
right.
father.
Hard to argue with that, right?
That's right.
It's hard to
That's
argue
right.
with that.
This is out.
Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that thinks nuts actually make you more tired. Do you question?
You know, I never considered that. You give us topics and events and we question them.
Do you question if this is better than getting left hanging?
Oh, we love to cover whether people miss handshakes around here. We're the worldwide
wonder
leader
why.
in it. And we've got Collins here. He plays for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks are beating Denver. I refer to him as Collins because I don't know his first name. I've forgotten it because he plays for the Hawks. John Collins.
John.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
No, they told me to. I didn't really know.
He gets ejected. 2 seconds left in the game. He scored 30. And, he didn't even want a handshake.
Kid,
He didn't
minded
want a
his business.
handshake. Oh my God. Those are big hands, bigger than
Wait,
that
was
kid's
that
face.
kid like a team employee or something?
Yes,
Just
I
said he
think
was
so.
standing there?
I think so.
He was security or something. Oh, man.
Look at this right here, slow motion.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, that is a full hand.
Yeah, I will answer the question. There is nothing worse than being left hanging, right, Michael?
Correct.
That's right.
That is
Oh, I remember this. I do remember this. Oh, I've gotten so much better at the confetti popper since then.
I had one job. Oh, man.
Broke
Good
my
times.
glasses.
Good times.
Do you question if this was intentional?
Kenny Wooten plays for Oregon. Oregon won big this weekend. Was this here intentional?
You can't relax. You know, guys have a tendency to get up 20. They think the game is
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, of course it was. I mean, and then you got plausible deniability. I was just trying to land. He didn't get out of the way. And you never miss an opportunity to, to put it on. You never miss an opportunity to put it on if you can. If you can, you do it. Right, Dan? You know I'm all about dunking on people, right,
No,
Dan?
I don't. That's not the worst one of those we've had, though. Are you guys going to show him the best or the worst of these we've ever had? Here we go, right here. This is how it's done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, big boy.
Do we have another angle on that?
Like, damn, dog.
It is so great.
Do you question arguing with the ref?
Obscure soccer is our specialty. We go out to Turkey, an argument between a ref and a player. So there's your yellow card. He's got good hair. Whoa.
Say something else. Say something
Oh,
else.
he's getting in there.
Look at his lips. Look at his lips. That guy is either a 5th grade teacher and or a parent.
Can
Clearly.
you guys zoom in on his face, please, from different angles? Tell me that person isn't someone hiding a cleaver somewhere on his body.
Say one more word. One more word. One more word. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Say one more word.
Well, that was a pretty tough referee, but I have seen tougher ones.
When? Just once? Just once.
Right.
Okay. Okay. That's right. Get some.
There
Get
you
some.
have it. That's right. There you have it. Now that's a tough referee. Ben.
With the yellow card still in hand.
Ben.
A key point there, Michael. I will not only do this, but I'm going to do this with your discipline in my left hand and some more of it right here.
Time to play the game that is cranky when he's hungry. See? Or no?
And he's always hungry. You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
On ESPN, Monday Night Football, Vikings and Seahawks.
2 of only 400 teams in the mix in the NFC. In the mix. Everybody's in the mix. Bobby Wagner has been very good for the Seahawks for a long time. And this, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to run for a while here.
Why am I acting like we don't know how this ends? This is from
Yeah, it was from last week.
Yeah, so.
We do know how that ends.
Yes.
It ends with him taking a nap in the end zone. He's very tired. 98 yards. There it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, that's not as coordinated as we've seen, but the Seahawks, by far, best group celebrations in the NFL this year.
Everybody who's watched the 49ers this year is taking a nap. Michael, are you intrigued?
Yes, I'm intrigued for moments just stated.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? I'm telling you something. Kirk Cousins is 0-6 in Monday Night Football. He can win. He can win on Monday night. But tonight he's going into Seattle, and all that is going to change because he's going to win tonight in Seattle. But he doesn't care what the level of noise is going to be there. He doesn't care that he's going to be facing Russell Wilson and the Seahawks because tonight, by the low probabilities, he's going to win. He cannot keep on losing. That's what I say. Once in a while, you got to win. You know what I mean? And that's my prediction. He's due for a big win tonight on the road, in Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah, with thousands of people watching.
Yes. We all said yes.
On the road.
Thousands.
Holding up.
In Seattle.
Oh, my bad.
No card.
On NBA TV, Heat and Lakers.
Last game between LeBron and Dwayne. I don't think Michael knows what you call LeBron and Dwayne because they left Miami, Poppy.
That's right. I call them the Snake Brothers.
The
Snake Brothers.
The Snake Brothers, yeah, because they left Miami.
That's right. They went to the Cavaliers.
Yeah. Yes, let's check in with Lance Stevenson for some reason, trying to dunk.
From behind and taken by Lonzo. 4-on-1. Lance all the way.
Nah, player. Nah.
Did he put his hand on Gasol's shoulder?
Go ahead and laugh, LeBron.
That is how Memphis has been playing the last few years. Just stand in everyone's way and get in the way of the fun. Michael, are you intrigued?
Let me make sure I got the right sign this time. Yes, I am intrigued. Right after Monday Night Football, switch right over to NBA TV for this game. I love the love. Despite Poppy calling the Snake Brothers, I like the love that D. Wade is getting on the way out. He deserves it.
Y tú, Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? I'm going to be glued to that TV set. I hope that the Lakers, they lose. I want to see them losing, and I want to see the Heat winning. I don't want Wade to score any points. I hope Wade, scores about 2 or 3 points. That's it. And at the end of the game, I want to see LeBron in the bench, just crying and just complaining and whining like he always does when he loses. I ain't got any call from the referees, you know what I mean? And Wade probably 3-4 points. That's it, He plays about 15-20 minutes, and that's it.
All right, this is an old man. There's a game late at night. Wow. He is going to be watching, just hating everybody.
On NBA League Pass, Kings and Bulls.
No, but there's an all-out revolt in Chicago where they lost by 56 the other night, and the guys are mad at each other. Look at this, man. At home, there's an open revolt over there. Yeah, that's not much defense there.
Oof.
And after this game, Terry Rozier said, everyone can shut up now that we're blowing everybody out. But you're not blowing everyone out. You're blowing out those guys.
Wow.
Yeah. Woo!
56.
Worst home loss in Chicago history. Michael, are you intrigued?
I'm actually intrigued because all of this function you just laid out. I mean, Jim Boylan is implementing a shock and awe campaign as a new coach. I guess means shock and awful or shockingly awful. I'd be curious to see if the players just decide to walk out on him if they get the brakes beat off them by the Kings, who've been decent this year.
Shock and awe on the Bulls, really?
Let's see how bad it can be.
It seems ambitious and also very aggressive. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued because, those players are sending a message which is very clear. Very clear. You lose by 55 points at home. They're saying we miss Fred Hoiberg. We want Fred Hoiberg back. That's it. That's the man that we want. That's the man that we believe in. That's the man that is going to take us to the promised land. Fred Hoiberg. That's the man that they need back in Chicago.
They only lost by 30 under Fred.
That's it. You got it. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
The radio show is fun. ESPN Radio, 10 to 1 Eastern. Check it out.
How come I don't have any papers? You got all the papers. Where are my notes? I like to review my notes before
You want to reread them
before the
tonight
show,
when you get
during
home,
the
before
show, after the show.
After the show.
You know,
So much
I
interesting
saved the
stuff
notes.
in
I
here.
have an arcade of notes, you know, since the first show.